friends, welcome to our English talk show. Today, we are very honored to have invited a famous Belgian historian, artist, painter, and also author, Catherine de Duve. To be on our show. Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
welcome to our show.
Nice
good,
to
good.
meet
Thank
you.
Same here, likewise. How are you today?
I'm fine. Very busy day and lovely day too.
Great, thank you. Thank you for coming. Is this your first time here in China?
No, it's my second time.
Second time? Oh.
It's the first time I see many cities in China.
When was that?
When? It was just arrived yesterday from a trip.
Oh, so what's your impression of China here?
Oh, I like people, and also I discover art. And I was doing some art with Chinese technique that I never done, and it was a big surprise. But I love it, and I want to come back to learn the Chinese paintings.
Great. So you are here this time. You have brought some really exciting and good news.
Yes.
To China, right? Can you tell us what that is?
Good news. It's a very good news because I wish you a happy museum. That means that I launch this week my first books in Chinese, and it's about 20 titles of the most well-known painters from Europe, like Monet, Van Gogh, Turner, Van Eyck, and many others. And then I'm very happy to come in China and to communicate with people about my books, to meet people, children especially, teachers, artists, and many other people, and I enjoy a lot to speak with them.
Excellent. You know, I really like the title, Happy Museum. You portrayed, like you mentioned, more than 20?
More than 85.
85.
I
Wow.
wrote 85 books.
85
Yes,
books.
that's that. But since 20 years.
Wow, I see. Well, can you tell us how did this all start off?
Yes, my first job was 20 years ago. I was working in a museum in Brussels, the Fine Arts Museum, and in the educative department. Then I was a guide for adults, but also for families and kids in schools.
Yeah.
And then I appreciate a lot to teach art to kids in the museum.
Oh.
Like that we can see paintings and directly to observe the paintings, to explain the paintings.
Yeah.
Kids can interact with paintings, and we can have a really good observation about the paintings together. Many ideas come from children, and children can see things that you, as adults, I cannot see anymore. Then it's very fresh eyes and very fresh mind, and they like colors, they like a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then what I did with the children in the museum, we went to an art studio to paint like the artist, or to be free to paint as an artist.
I see. So that's the interactive activity you
Yes,
had with the children.
interactive. Yes.
You designed the activity by yourself?
Yes.
Nice.
I did.
So like children, they could kind of compete with the artist. Right?
Yes, a kind of competition if you want, but to discover new techniques, to discover different time, like the 19th century is different from the 16th century. It's very different because the world has changed for many centuries. And you paint not like 400 years ago.
Yeah.
Then it's interesting to see with the time the evolution of the art. And then we learn about that, and we learn the new techniques too, because at the time of 500 years ago of Leonardo da Vinci, we don't have all these techniques of today. But today we want to go back sometimes to the ancient art to learn really how to draw the proportion of the body, to mix colors ourselves, not to buy paintings in the shop. And to learn how to do it's very important too. Then I try to explain that in the books, and also the kids can act, can be creative, and can learn while having fun. And this is the point.
The process of composing artwork, that's that's really
the composition
right?
is very, very important.
And also, I know, Chinese people, we like to travel abroad to many cities and countries in Europe.
Yes.
One of the most visited places is museum.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Especially in big cities like Paris, Vienna, Amsterdam.
Yes.
In Paris, yes, I'm working with this museum. Then,
Wow.
if you are not able to travel over there, you can have my books and see what painting is in this museum, and you can draw something like if you are in the museum.
Exactly.
And
And once you have done that before you're going to the museum,
Yes,
then
that's excellent.
while you're in the museum, you can really
Absolutely.
appreciate the artwork, the paintings even more.
Absolutely right, yes.
Wow, that makes me can't wait to really read your books now to learn those techniques.
Yes, you can read the book before to go, as you said. It's
Yeah.
excellent
It's not just
preparation.
children. It's good.
It's good also for
For
adults.
adults as well,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yes.
I personally I never had this kind of education when I was in primary school, when I was in kindergarten. I think that's something that's kind of missed in my childhood. I like to make it up by reading your books.
Yes, it's true that adults like it, because even me, when I read my own books that I wrote 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't remind everything, then I learn something, even if I am the author, you see.
I see. So that's kind of also related to what you mentioned. Something that children can really appreciate from the painting, from the artwork. It's different from what adults can get from the artwork.
Yes, it's
Right.
true, it's right.
Yeah.
It's the fresh eyes.
Because children have fresh eyes.
I think that they are more free than adults.
Yeah, I know.
Especially if they are like 3, 4 years old, 5, they don't have all the things that we say to children. Don't move too fast, or don't do that.
Don't make
put the
restrictions.
blue here. Like, it's not about copying. It's about to be creative. How to be a real artist. To imagine your own art while having fun, because you can draw it in the books.
You can create something new, something of your own, not something someone told you to do.
It's really a good way to do it. Yes.
Oh, I see. I know you are also a painter. Can you tell us where do you often get your inspirations for your own paintings?
It's I like impressionist. I like a lot the Monet, Van Gogh, Gauguin. It makes me dream. When I am in the nature, I feel so well. I appreciate the beauty of the nature. I think it's so beautiful, even the birds singing. And then if you are in the nature, in a garden or in front of a landscape, you can draw something, you can sketch, or you can have a big canvas and have your colors and paint. I do that, and I enjoy a lot, and I feel more close from the nature, and I have more emotion, and I am close to myself and with the universe, and then I can really feeling better and express myself at the same time.
I see. And also sharing this feeling of freedom with others.
Yes, it's
wonderful.
it's we said in French zenitude, the Zen attitude.
Oh, Zen attitude.
Attitude means you are quiet in the land, in the nature, and you can draw. Be concentrate on your work and appreciate all what the nature
It's offering you.
Yes, yes, it's really a nice feeling with yourself and with the universe. I like it a lot. Yes.
So the quiet place, being with the nature and the universe gives you inspiration.
Yes, this, but you can be also in a crowd, a restaurant, and have a sketch and have noses, and you can sketch people because they are very interesting too. It's fun too.
I see.
You can do that.
You
also.
should have this kind of curiosity, right?
Yes.
Even
yes.
if sometimes when we're in the city, you can't really get away from the noisy and hustles of the city.
But it's also a good way to speak with, as I am a stranger abroad. When I traveling, when I travel, I draw something, and then people come to you and say, "Oh, what are you drawing?" And you make friends, and you make make some new contacts and new friends, and it's nice too to communicate with people, even if you don't speak the language. The body drawing, language. the body language, and the sketch.
Yeah, art is also the universal language, right?
Yes,
We all
yes.
can appreciate, enjoy the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really also a good way. Yeah, good way to use art to connect people of different countries, different backgrounds together.
Yeah, that's right. It's inter exchange. I mean.
Exactly. Yes. So let's go back to the very beginning. When in the first place did you find your own, passion for art?
I am so lucky. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky kid.
Why?
Because I'm born in a big house with wonderful paintings. And then
in an environment of many paintings.
Yes, many paintings.
You mean your parents or your siblings or?
My father loved paintings. Then he had many paintings in the house. And then I was fascinated, and I was looking to a sherry, and I want to eat it because it was so well painted.
It's so beautiful.
And then I was trying. I remember also a dog, with very aggressive dog in a hunt scene. Hunting dog.
Okay.
And then I saw the thieves like that and was so afraid. It's my first memories, I think. It's paintings.
Very vivid.
Yes,
painting.
I was very young. And after, when I could draw something, I draw always, everywhere.
So your
I
father...
draw on the wall from my family house. And I was lucky because my parents said, yeah, you can draw. Then I draw all my life on the walls and on the paper.
So I can imagine the walls of your house must be filled with all your paintings.
Yes, and we were 7 children. Can you imagine? Then
all of them were all painting?
No,
as well?
only me.
Only you?
Like that.
I see.
Everybody.
And your father was like your teacher, the first painting teacher?
No.
Can we say that?
My father was more like, look at the paintings, look at the landscapes, see how it's beautiful. And then I think maybe it's my first teacher like that.
Okay.
Yes, to look and to appreciate.
I see. Then you get encouragement from your parents. I see. And then?
Enlightenment.
Then I'm sure. Then after that, you went to some, like universities or somewhere to learn art professionally.
The first thing that I did, is to go to the Academy of Beaux-Arts, Fine Arts Academy in Brussels. And at the same time, I decided to learn more about art history. Then I went to the university. I did together at the same time. And and then I began in the museum as a guide with kids, and then I was traveling. I was in New York. I met the daughter-in-law of the French painter Henri Matisse, and then she invited me for the tea in Manhattan, and I saw our private collection of paintings. It was so beautiful. I fall in love of each painting, and we discussed about how to enlighten kids to Matisse. And then I was also, at the same time, I went to the MoMA in New York, and I saw a book for kids about art. And then I decided to do, when I came back to my home, I decided to do books for kids, to enlighten them to art. And then I did Matisse, the French painter, with the Museum Matisse in France. And then we did the book together. And it was a very nice story because I met the daughter-in-law, and she was very nice.
I see. You were lucky. So
I was very lucky.
When you were very little, you discovered what you really like.
Yes,
and you kind of
exactly.
follow the right path and all the way through.
I wish that to all the kids, to know what they like.
Some people spend their whole life not knowing what they really like. That's a tragedy. But you are the lucky one. We should really learn from
I am
you.
lucky, and I think that to know yourself is the best way to do for what you are doing.
Yeah, the younger you know it, the
Yes,
better. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
And your books really can inspire kids.
I hope so. It's my wish. It's
especially
my
in the artistic
Yes.
eyes, in the
Yes.
right path, if they want to choose art as the
Yes.
career,
Even
what they want
if-
to devote to in the future.
even if you don't, if you choose to be a doctor or a lawyer or the prime minister,
Yeah.
if you know a bit art, it's open your heart, it's open your imagination
yes,
and
yeah.
your creativity. Then you can be creative as daughter or minister or
in
lawyer.
in everywhere,
It's,
you all
it's
walks of
open
life.
you
Exactly.
to
yeah.
new way of thinking and to color your life too.
Exactly.
Makes you happy.
Yes, yes.
Happy museum.
Spice up your life.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, very good. So, can you tell us, you must have done so many wonderful things and also many wonderful artworks you've done. What is the proudest moment in your life or in your career so far?
No. It's no. To be with you, speaking with all
thank you.
the nice people of China.
It's a real pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
It's really nice for me.
Yeah, then we hope you can come back more. And
I
maybe
hope so.
maybe you can tell us a bit more about Happy Museum. What are some distinguished features of your book?
In fact, I can say that I am maybe not the first, but at least one of the first
Okay.
author who is doing a real collection, and I think it's unique in the world because it's in 10 languages, in 17 countries,
Wow.
and then it's really a unique collection to learn art while having fun, because you can play, you can observe, you can go to the museum, and it's happy. It's happy museum. It's colorful.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a nice way, and it's why Happy Museum is unique.
Yeah. How about we take one person, one painter, for example.
yes.
What's the layout of that painter's in your book? For example, let's take Van Gogh, for
Yes,
example.
yes, the famous one.
Yes. Yeah, very famous in China. And there's a movie
yes.
also about him as well. Anyway,
Fascinating.
if you were really interested, and kids are really interested in Van Gogh,
Yes.
and by reading your book,
Yes.
what's the layout? What are you going to teach kids, children about Van Gogh usually in your book?
Van Gogh is a really good artist, and he found his own way as an artist only at 27 years.
I see. So that's the first part of the book is about the history of the painter.
The first part, really, the first pages of the book, you mean?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, the first pages is an introduction of the time at the time of Van Gogh. What's happening?
Okay.
There is electricity. Who is the famous painter? What's happening at this time in his country?
I see.
And then it's an introduction
The environment
Yes,
Van Gogh was brought up in.
Yes, it's the environment. And then you
After that?
you learn about all his life. He is born in a family of 6 children, for instance. He went to the boarding school.
Boarding school,
At 11, he was very sad to leave the family, and he feels really worried to be alone. And it's a lonely man all his life looking for love. In fact,
I see.
Van Gogh is looking for love. He wants to
All his life.
love and to be loved.
I
And
see.
then he had a tragedy, many tragedies in his life, but it's made him a very good painter because he expressed himself, and he always wants to put colors in his life, even if it's a hard life.
Yeah,
And
I see.
he wants to love everyone, and you can feel it in the paintings, in
I
the
see.
colors.
So on different stages of Van Gogh's life, he created some artwork, and
Yes.
we could see, we could
Yes.
feel the feeling that he had when he
Yes.
created those
Yes,
artwork.
yes. Because at the beginning he was doing very dark paintings, and he was looking for the sun. The sun is also like the sun is the father. The sun is it's yellow. It's his favorite color,
Yellow,
and he wants to be in contact also with the son, with the father, and also with the joys, because yellow is also joy, and he's very in contact with his emotions. And this is very particular from Van Gogh, because he used a lot of color, especially the yellow.
Yellow, yeah. I see. So we can read the still life, and also the paintings at different stages of Van Gogh.
Yes, you see the evolution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you also design some interactive activity, exercise, right?
Yes,
for readers.
In each page you can do something, an observation, find the details of the paintings, of famous paintings, or you can draw also. You can color the paintings or do your self-portrait, like Van Gogh did.
I see. To put yourself in Van Gogh's shoes, right?
Yes, that's right.
In his shoes, what would you like? What would you
that's
paint?
right.
That's interesting.
Yes, you're right. And yes, for instance, you have the hat of Van Gogh
That's
without
famous
his
one,
face.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can draw your own self-portrait, but with the hat of Van Gogh. That's fun.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. I'd love to try that.
This is to learn hard while having fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So having fun reading the book, doing all
And
the
learn,
activities, then you can really learn Van Gogh very well, all his work, and appreciate his work.
I think yes, children can learn.
Yeah, guys,
While
check that out
having-
if you want. That's just one about Van Gogh.
Yes.
And there are 84
Yes.
more.
There is
paintings.
many artists, and in
Yeah.
Chinese now 20 titles.
Yeah. So go
With the famous
go read the books and find out all about those famous painters in the world. Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you so
the
much.
interview, and we wish you all the best. I'm looking forward to seeing you more.